Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I hope you're doing well. If you're watching on YouTube, you can catch us live at twitch.tv/WeTalkASmile2. And if you are watching on YouTube and you like what you see, maybe leave a like, maybe leave a comment, maybe even a little subscribe. And if you don't like to see it, feel free to leave a dislike and tell me why. Either way, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and let's get into this. Alright, so today is House Flipper. I do like this song. Alright, let me get this up and rolling. Double check there should be no, everything should be good. Not too, I need, which one is, no, I see you. Why am I blind? I mean, you're basically just sitting here with me until I figure out, oh, there it is. There it is. And boo. Boo. It should pop up any second. Oh, wait, no, that's not the right one, is it? This is the right one. That was the right one. It just didn't click the right thing. It clicked something else that I'm not playing, and there. Alrighty, now we just gotta let this load. And I gotta fight with this some more. There we go, that'll do. Yeah, you can't see me. Alrighty, you know what, I might as well be playing music. I thought... Nope, never mind. Oh yeah, this. We gotta be excited about this. Right? I mean, if you know, you know. Next DLC, they actually did announce it. It looks good. I hope that it comes out soon. I will be buying this. I probably won't get any DLC for the second one, but I'll get this probably. Because, like, yeah, you have the ability to rent. Heck, maybe we'll even start over from scratch at that point and see what houses can be rented out and stuff. That'd be cool. Or we can rebuy. Alright, let's continue. That'd honestly be really cool to be able to do. Especially if earlier houses have the rent feature. You know? Alright. It's like, do you make money? Do you have things that could cause damage, that could make you lose money? We got possibilities. Come on. Don't you dare duck out on me, internet. Thank you. I'll just have to wait for it to load. In theory. There it goes. There we are. We are home. They're slightly janky, but you know what? I still love this. I think I love Dougie. Hey, yo, Dougie. Oh, you want pets? Pet. Good Dougie. It's a helper. It's a it's like it's the best Dougie. Hello, Doodle. How you doing? Yes. Dogs. Where did the other one go? It's like, wait a minute. Where'd you go, Coffee? Here's my pupper. Oh, pupper's about to go take a nap. Never mind. I won't bother you. I do. Not only is there a dog, if I go... Give me a second here. I know it doesn't matter, and it's going to continue to just bother me. Because I can't get rid of it. Still. Not only dog, although here's another dog. It's a yo dog. But cat. Pet cat. It's so cute. Anyway, how you doing? You need food and water. What are you doing? Baby. Hedge cat, what are you doing? I know you do this to yourself, but still. Eat. Pick you up. Oh, there we go. Good pupper. We're just gonna let her eat. Aw, so good. Although you look like you could use some brushing. Probably should brush. Do you need anything? Oh, no happiness. Pets. Pets. I should give happiness, right? No needs, yeah. I do too much working. Yes, it does. How? Yeah, we're gonna do this. Woo! Right. There we go. And you're doing fine. You little rascal. And then there's you. Oh, no needs? Pet. Our bitty baby. Which, just like in real life, is no bitty baby. Alright, let's pick up bitty baby. Yes. Let's go outside and groom the kitty cat. I mean, it's obviously not the real deal. Otherwise, this would be like Kitty's highlight of the day, and I don't think it is. What? Come on, let me actually brush the cat. That's hilarious. But I wanted to brush the cat. Come on. There we go. Oh yeah. Bitty baby's favorite thing ever. Although it wouldn't be yeah. Yep, that's pretty real. Would you like a turn? Alright. Hello, baby. Alright, go pick you up. Big old kitty cat. There we go. I'm gonna put you down. You'll find your way back to my bed. You always do. And then there's you. I haven't loved on you in a while. But I think some... Actually, cleaning might be for the best. Oh, baby. There you go. There we go. Oh. Oh, you could just walk off. Fancy. Now we pick up Doggy again. Anyway, but yeah, all the doggies can have hats, by the way. Since it's part of the Pets DLC. There we go. Ooh, Yes. No shedding in the house with... I do love that the brush gets more and more furry as well. Like, as you brush, like, yep, we're just removing all of that. All the way down. Oh, can't get the paws. There we go. There we go. So neat and fancy. Oh, yeah, that's a happy, happy puppy. Alright, pick up. There we go. Our clean puppy that has been brushed. Like I said, we could do this with all of them. We can give them treats, we can pet them. I do love that about this update. Or, it's not really an update, I guess. It's a DLC. Oh no, we found the couch instead. That's pretty realistic too, though, so... Yeah, fair enough on you. Do you need to be clean? I wouldn't think so. And it doesn't really say if they do or not. It might. Doggy don't need really much anything, although Doggy does look like Doggy could use some brushing too. Oh, I don't think that actually does. You know what's really sad is I know what this dog is a reference to. Maybe it's not. But, you know. Good. We're just gonna brush. Your fur is probably not gonna be smooth, but we're gonna pretend it's gonna be. Yeah. We'll get that back. Yep. Because that's how that works, right? Anyway, we're not here to just pet and brush dogs. Even though this is actually quite fun. In its own unique way. Okay. And just like in real life, there's my kitty cat, jealous. There's some other animal. I wonder, I wouldn't do it, but... Yes. Actually, you know what? We're gonna be a little mean to the Sunabuna in the game. Oh, I can't put the cat here. I feel like I should be able to. Oh, wait, yes, I can. Alright. Nope, I can't. Tisk. Tisk. I don't think cats can have hats, though. Can they? Can they have a hat? Actually, probably can. It's like, I sensed what you wanted to do to me. You cruel human, you. Me. The secrets. And hey, next update, or next DLC, I guess, there'll be the chance that, maybe we'll actually be able to cook food. Alright. This is the Hedges room, in case you're not sure. My sister's room. I gave her a room. I'm not sure if she would appreciate it. I don't know how that's purple again. Or not purple. I'm not going to care, though. There's a bed for her cat. I gave her all sorts of cute little things that I don't think she want anything to do with. And then there's my room. Fancy. Nuna's got a bed. Of course, he doesn't sleep there. He sleeps on my bed. But I have a big bed room because it's my house. She has a guest room. And maybe I should have done something for my little bro, but you know what? I don't think he would visit. Alright, so I'm thinking I want to do a house. These are all the ones I own. to do? I think I was in... Oh, I do remember. This was meant to be a cozy house. Let's go back and work on cozy house. This isn't cozy, by the way. Obviously. This picture here. And it's not cozy yet. Yeah, I know goats need 2 goats. Or would prefer at least have 2 goats. I know. Yeah, I love it. Gives you little farm facts. Alright. And you can tell that this is one of the bigger maps as well, because it just takes its time. Alright, but yeah, this house is going to eventually be a cozy, comfy house. See, this room's already done. Ish. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's good enough, I think, to work on a different room today. We got books. We got a cozy place to sit. I mean, obviously we can't hear. We got a nice, cozy fireplace. A TV. Some pictures and just nice views. Alright, this... I'm trying to remember what I wanted each room to be. Kitty, what do you have to... Real life Kitty, I mean. So this is a garage. We definitely want this to stay a garage. We'll probably fix it up to be more of a garage later. These definitely need to go. This could just be a downstairs bathroom. I'm actually okay with that. I did some stuff upstairs too. I gotta remember what I was doing. So we have a bat. Real life Kitty. Sure enough. No. Nope. You must think I'm blind. You must think I'm blind. Yeah, go snack on snacks. Cartoonable. Not go behind. Alright, so we have 2 rooms up here. There's this room. And then there was this room. I think this is the master. And obviously there's like nothing outside. I mean, at least as close to a master's as possible. It feels like there should be an ability to put more space, ironically. I wonder if I could. So if I was to say... let me think. It's under... I think it's under stairs. We're just gonna make this like this. And then... I'm just trying to see if there's anything up top that I can do. Oh, there's a spot here. Oh, I get because those stairs are there. I'm kind of okay with doing that. Oh, whoop, not there. I forgot. It does that. Yeah. Alright, so there's nothing up top. I just wanted to check and see just in case. You never know. There might be a spot to put. Because there definitely is a space. What if I was to try and put a window up there? I wonder. Let's just see. If I was... Oh, oops, I forgot. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, no. Okay, so I can't do anything up there. I feel like it should be able to, but you know, it's fine. Alright, cool. And we do have a kitchen, obviously, right? A relatively nice space for a kitchen. Although I think everything has to go. But it's a good space. I'm sure it'll throw fits about me getting rid of things, but... Oof, that's a clean home. Okay. That's bizarre. Alright, so. Getting rid of all of that crap. We're gonna start with some paint, I think. And maybe some other things. Walls. So we want to start with some paint. I'm thinking for down here, I want something, or for this room, I want something... maybe... I want to go with desert sand. I like that color as a name. I don't think I have any... Do I have any desert sand? No. So that room being that kind of vibes of yellow. And then this one being kind of like these kinds of vibes of yellow. Maybe a little peach breath as well. For the insides. So if we do the peach breath here. Like that. To kind of just get the vibes here. Then you pick up this color and just kind of go across the rest of the wall. It does look nice like that. There. But yeah, you start this with this, just getting that done, you know? There. And then I also would want... Oh, that almost didn't... That almost went badly. Ugh. I said no. This color. There. Ta-da! But this kind of gives the vibe of the colors and stuff, and I quite like it. But then I'd also probably want some backsplash for... the actual, like, kitchen. So what I'm thinking, just to do something simple, and kind of maybe a little bit of a pop of color as well. I'd like to do, it's got to match well, that's the thing. I like this, but I feel like it's not going to really pop. I also like this, but I also don't feel like I feel like it's going to pop a little bit too much. You can see here. It might not. But basically the idea is, Kitty, I see you. I mean, that's cool. Kitty, I see you. We want furniture here. And I would want kitchen furniture. I don't want the snowman. I want the apple, whatever. Let me check what it's called. Gotta scroll. Because I know vibe-wise what I want. I don't know what thing it's under is the thing. It's probably just like original. Kitty, what are you up to below me? I don't want to kick you. Maybe I don't want to kick you. I really don't. Applet. Hello, Meadow. How you doing? Oh, let me pop my water open. For that hydrate. There we go. Oh, it's Applemento. Appletendo. There we go. And then, hello, how you doing? Alright, we want this. I'm thinking... I wonder, would the light blue look okay? I think it would. Just for, like, unique style things. Yeah, I kind of like that. This also tells me I do actually want to put this here. I'm going to want more of that, too. Alrighty. And I need other pieces I need a corner piece. There must be one. I think I need a left corner. Yeah. Or not necessarily. I could still work here like this. So you put that one in like that. You put this in here. Oh, I did a different color here. And you can't actually switch things here. So what I need is this one. Yeah. Kitty, you think I'm blind? There. Down. Thank you. I mean, it might look a little funky, but I think it'll work. I do love the waterfall. Although it's funny that if you look away and you look over, sometimes it just... Because when it's not loaded, it's not loaded. And then obviously I want to have the ones up top. Oh, I just realized what happened. I don't want that there, though, I don't think. I think I want these to be like this. I'll have to just buy more, but yeah, then that'll feel probably about right. Vibe-wise. There we go. If you don't agree, feel free to tell me, by the way. But we're going for just cozy. Oh, I get it, because I'm not in the room here, and then I come into the room and I look over and it's... Yeah. Yeah, it's very smart. Alright. So... I see, I could have implemented one of these. It could have looked pretty good, too. I just didn't wanna. I think I want one of these in blue as well. No, it's too big. That's too big of a piece. I want corners. Do I want fancy corners? Yeah, I do want a fancy corner. There. I like I said though, I'm okay though with obviously it's not able to be Because this isn't the second game, and I'm not going to pretend that it is. It'd be nice if I could remove that, though, just a little bit. That's just a little bit off. Why are you... Oh, that's annoying. Oh, maybe it's the thingy here. Maybe I want to go back to the corner here a second and just... There, that fits better, does it? If it's as good as it gets. It's a frustrating thing there, but you know what? It's fine. And then I could get one more singular cabinet, I think. Do another one of these. That I could put here. That's too fat. So a skinnier one. That's a fridge. Those are stoves. This one looks pretty skinny, actually. That'll do. But I need it in blue. There we go. And I'm going to want to put something here, but I can also just... in all honesty, I could take these like this. And probably I'd want to do one more. Or I could have done this. That could look good, actually. There we go. Yes. Just to kind of make a full kitchen of cabinets. And then I just need some lower down cabinets as well. Like one of these. Oops, almost forgot to adjust this. There we go. Oh. Alright, and I'd also like one of... That's an island. I could add an island. I could add a second sink. Just to be cute. Kinda. I mean, it's not really, obviously. It's a little weird to do that. I could do that. I almost forgot. This. Like that. And then I'd want to do this. Is this the same thing again? Nope. Like that. And finally, I think just to give a little extra oomph to it, I want one of these. Actually, I want to do it the opposite direction. And obviously this. There. Perfect. Obviously, all these are openable now. I mean, that's a little annoying, but it's fine. It all fits together. It looks nice. I guess technically I'd like to... I think I'm just going to feature this side up. I've got a little bit of backsplash there, but nothing... Or maybe I want to do the backsplash there. You know, maybe I want that to be where the backsplash is. This is just peach. That might work better. Like that. And then that side would be the backsplash. I do need a fridge. We'll see in a second, but I'm just gonna take the fridge out. I wonder if this will be usable in the next update. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say this fridge can go in like this. It's a shame you can't do like oh wait, I can. Oops. Alright, I hit the wrong button and yeah. Alright, Apple Nintendo though. Scroll to the bottom. I want a double fridge that is blue. Because for such a nice kitchen, we need a nice big fridge. And we'll do skinny again. That's that. This one again. This fits right. Yeah, that'll fit perfect. Only thing is, we're gonna make this like this. And again, just kind of... There. There we go. Just to kind of really fit together, don't you think? For a full kitchen, especially. And then, like I said, I'll do something akin to backsplash for over there. I'll hydrate again. Alrighty. I'm just trying to think through what I am doing. Yeah. Because the whole idea is cozy and comfy. So we want the vibes to not be too strange, but I also don't want to be just... Yeah. So what I'm thinking for the backsplash is I'm thinking I want to... See, I thought I liked the one that I did, but I don't know if I would now. So going to wall tiles. I wonder, would this look okay? I think that'd be a bit much. Maybe a darker, deeper orange. Not comfortable. It's just vibes. We're going for vibes. Maybe brown. Brown could work. I actually think I'm inclined to go back to the one thing I saw that was, I just kind of stepped over it because I was like, eh. But I kind of like it. I already think I saw it. I'm just going through the other options just to be sure I'm happy with the option I'm kind of inclined to do. Actually, no, it's this one. Actually, also... Yeah, no, just tiles. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we are going to do a wall here of this. Personally, I think it looks quite nice. Could do that there. And then one more here. Yeah, I think that looks good. And I think it does a nice job being a backsplash. I might get one more Apple Nintendo thingy up there, but overall, I think that does a good job for what I'm looking for. And I just kind of go across, like so. And I would think about just kind of, other than maybe what I want to do is I want to take this color, put it like that. That color's too much. I do have other colors, though. That's still too much. I need a color. I'm thinking in the gradient set of grayscale. Let me see. I'm just kind of thinking it'd look interesting, I think, if I just took this like that. Kinda. Or is this better? You know, we're just gonna go with that. I kind of like... We'll probably just... So that without actually adding in a door frame, I might just kind of... At the very least, I will add a door frame, but I kind of like... try to look at what I'm doing. Obviously, I want to add a piece of art on this wall. It definitely could use one. Yeah. There we go. And then I am going to take this color again. I used it in here. I'm going to use it in here as well for the ceiling. Since I haven't sold the light yet, I can show kind of how it looks at night. Although that's not really what I'm going for. I'm going for like those moments where the sun just shines through the window kind of thing. And it just gives this warm feeling. But see, it looks nice at night once this is done. Especially when you consider where it went from to this. Although maybe I want to change up the flooring too, now that I think about it. I probably do, but I probably want to change up the flooring everywhere, so that's not a shock. Alright, so this... I missed that. What a clean home. Is it really? I don't know if it is. But I think, other than the fact, I do think I'm going to need to change up the floor. Maybe for something a little... I'm not looking for something more kitchen-y specifically. Alright, we're looking for panels, I think. Because we're replacing this floor with a new floor, I think. Does this have... This does have this. Kind of just to create a little between. Yeah. So what I'm thinking, to just kind of change it to a more comfortable feeling. Well, not really comfortable, but... well, actually, yes, comfortable, but for a very different reason. I feel like it'd be very, very painful to walk on this floor right now. I bet they're going to add more options in the next DLC, but for now... how does this look? I probably want something more akin to, like, these, but a little bit more nuanced-ish. See, because I think this is what it is currently. Which, as I said, it's nice on its own. It's just... doesn't help. Well, I mean, that looks more put together. But it definitely doesn't suit the color of the house. I do think that a grayer color is definitely better. Oh, it's too bright. That's close, actually. Would I want that? It just feels very laminated. I'm not sure I want that. Alright, is it these? No. But I do like that. To continue going with that kind of reclaimed floor, but it's been put together to be neater. Yeah. So it's still got that cozy vibe, but it's not, yeah. Oh yeah, so we can enjoy the night as well with the firefly, well, yeah, I think those are actually fireflies in the distance. Obviously you can't get to them because they're outside your fence, but it's cool. And I still go with, why couldn't they do this in the second game? This kind of thing is just epic. I know maybe, well, actually no. Because it's the farm flipper, which means that these assets are their newest assets. For the first game. And maybe they just don't work in the second game. Well, that's too bad, because honestly, this is something that the second game really is missing, unless they have updated it. I haven't gone back to really look and see, but I haven't really seen any patch notes that kind of point towards that. Which is too bad. Honestly, that's really what I feel. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even realize there's a little town over there. I wonder what it is in comparison to the map. Like, I mean, it's not bad, per se. It's just... See, here you can see the other properties and stuff, and it's really cool. It's got some real... And things do actually move. Like, at first I thought they weren't, but they actually do. So, it's not like the dynamic lighting or anything really changed. So, it's just a little disappointing. It's like, it's really cool to be able to see some of these things, and then it's like... A game that's twice the price as any of these DLCs that do this. I just don't feel like it's worth it. To not at least try to do something kind of like that. But you could disagree, and that's fine. Alright, I do want to do another one of those probably like right here. It was... Which one? I'm sure I'd recognize it, but I'm not recognizing it now that I'm actually flipping through to see it. Was it not a panel? Wait, is it not a panel? It's... Oh, it's Gruto Dark Worm rotated panels. Alright, I need... Gruto. Then we could just put this here, right? It doesn't seem right. It just looks funky. You know what? It's not meant to be too fancy. And then this side for the rotated. I go here. Yeah. Hello, Sky. Yep, that's exactly what time it is. Let's give it some work. doing some setup for the house. Alright. Let's go here. Huh. Interesting. Oh, sure. Another hydrate. Thank you very much. Is that correct? I don't think that is. I think that's the... Yeah. That'll be the... Yes, yep, that's true. That's very true. I'm not going to deny that. Alrighty. Especially while we flip in these houses. To make them... I'm still trying to follow the theme here from last time. Although we could move on to a different house and work on a little bit of a different theme and come back to this one as well if you want, by the way. I feel like I should say that. Yes, water. That is actually what I'm drinking. Even if you hear a can. It is water. Alright, oh, I should have switched out these ones too. But, yeah, I mean, like this room was done last time in this house. Since the theme is cozy. Or at least what I find cozy. It's a little reading room. Lots of books. Placed by, not real fire. And lights. This room is the kitchen / dining room, because that's what it was. I'm gonna want to make this space have more, I think I want to... Alright, do I want to switch? I do think I want to switch out the door, actually. No, that's true. That's true. I'm not gonna deny that. But I mean, that's kind of how they all start in this game, isn't it? Oh, we do have a fancy door. That's a front door. For ease of coziness. I do like that one. Thank you. I mean, that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to make it very, I can actually change this up quite a bit. I do like these doors. They're very fancy, but I'm not looking for that. But yep, that is the vibes. The vibes are to be cozy. What do I want to do here? I kind of like doing that usually, and then rose gold for those. Bit of brown. And then we'll add golden details. Or do I want to do... Like, I like the golden, but I kind of like cream a little better. Since we're going for just kind of this vibe of just cozy. Does it go that way or does it go this way? Always gotta check. This way. Maybe I should try doing it from the outside. See if I can't get a better look. Alright, so since it goes here, right here, yeah. Alright, so I'm thinking there. There we go. E. I mean, it's like, ignore the fact that the house is definitely a little, you know, maybe I should have gone for a darker color. Because that's kind of what I've done for the other things on the outside. Do we have any... Do we have whinge? It's not quite right. I'd rather have this color. No, deep chestnut's not really the color to look for. Is it? Wait, was it mahogany? No. I was just trying to figure out what color I kind of was doing with everything else. No, I think it is the black. Yeah. Well, and then we can put the door in like so. Again. I mean, it's got a little bit of gold to it, but I think it looks okay. And then obviously we're going to add paint to it. Or maybe not. No. It's still not quite right. I luckily have enough money to actually be able to do this. No, wait. I want this like this and this like this. There. Last time. Yeah. Just to kind of have that kind of shine and all that to it. It feels very nice. And then obviously you'll add the paint and stuff on the inside as well, but I think that's pretty good. Especially... Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong side. That's the wrong side. No wonder it doesn't feel right. Alright. There. There we go. That still looks good. It matches well enough. And then you can come in and have all that. That's actually pretty good. I had to figure out what was what, though. And yeah, I feel like it should be there. It looks better there and all that, but what do I know? Also, we're definitely retexturing the outside of the house. It has to be done. Alright. Wait, is that... That's this. Yeah, no, I realized it was over here. And it is weird, but it looks like it should go there. I mean... Look at that. It's very strange. Maybe I want to put a window in at the very least to kind of just have something? I don't know. It feels a little odd for this to have nothing. Yeah, that it does. See, that's why I'm trying to figure out things from, like, both angles. I don't want to just make it look good from one side. The frustrating thing is I can't add windows up top. So there, that's just going to have to be like that. Although I could probably extend the roof. Maybe. Yeah. I'm thinking a window's going to be what the answer's going to be here. I can just also just go to wait, no, I want windows. No, I do agree on that. But at the same time, it does... Oh, that's a bit big. I want something small. I think I want something... that'd probably be good. But that's just a little bit too... as usual, it's just kind of like, I'd really like something that's like, you know, that could do it. That could help. I know that stays, or no, that doesn't say that. I think this does actually become cheap chestnut here. It just didn't look right for the door. Swinge. And then gray oak? No. No. This is gray oak, like that. And this is Swinge. Alright. Potentially. Yeah. So see, that kind of actually looks a lot better like that. It's weird. But having something there, and I really wish I do have something there, but I'll just have to figure something else out with that. It also helps just a little bit in the inside too, just to kind of have a little extra space as you come in to be like, there's a light here. Because the thing is, the whole point of this thing is to feel cozy from like every angle. Which includes coming into the place. I mean, it's not perfect up there, but what can you do? You can't actually put anything there. Because of the way the roof is. I think what I want to do as well... is it this one? It's gotta be. Oh, no, I can't. I'm not saying I wouldn't if I couldn't. If I could. Gosh, no. I would. I tried. But it won't let you add windows and things because it's House Flipper. But basically the spot is right there. Oh, that's right. The other thing is it's a bathroom. We don't really want a window to our bathroom now, do we? But what I was going to say is I wanted it to be a bigger window, and I can't do a big window there. That's the only windows I could do. And I was just like, are you kidding me? Especially since I'm pretty sure the windows that were there before were bigger. But, you know, old and broken down. So I'm just going to have to make it do, because, like I said, that's a bathroom. We don't want a bathroom there. That's not cozy. That's a little weird. Honestly, I can take some panelings out here, too. If I choose to. We do wall panels for the outside. Let's do something... I want to do something more akin to the similar color. Nah, none of these. Because these are metal. I think it has to be the ones at the top. Does this have other colors? It does have this color. Which is pretty good, I think. Yeah, we'll go... It's a little bright, though. The other color might be better. You know, I like that. It's not the same by any thought of the imagination, but it looks good. And it kind of just resolves this issue here. What do you think? Or do I need to find something a little bit darker? I'm thinking that's the vibe I kind of want to go with. To really show just a little bit more. All the way across. Because it matches what I'm currently doing with my windows. Yeah, I can add some things. Oh yeah, plants will be going in. Definitely. I'm not questioning that one. I was just kind of questioning the outside paneling. I think I like this like this. go. It's the other thing I can do. It does feel a little weird, I will be honest, because it's just like, it is a rusty, but there we go. There we go. It's just to be something a little different than what it was, because it is definitely, it was run down, and we want the house to feel a little bit fresher and newer. I might see if I can't put something up there to kind of just cover up the fact that that just has nothing. And for these over here, anyway, I think I have all the things in here that are this, so I think I can not worry too much about that. Yeah. Package of tiles would be useful. It's like, you know, I'd like a package of tiles. I'm like, yeah, I know you would. I'm trying to remember if I can use tiles for the floor here. I think I can. I'm gonna need a lot of these for the outside of the house. Let me see. I also like the idea for that making a little bit more stylized isn't the right word. I like these, though. Instead, maybe. It feels a little off. I like them, though. I mean, they don't work there. Yeah, and so you can see I can, maybe something a little bit more, because I need something brick-ish. I just don't want the bricks that currently were there. I kind of like these, but they're all a wee bit beat up. Maybe just a size bigger would do what I'm looking for. Oh, wow, that's fancy. You know what? I kind of like it. It's pretty unique. But it's a little bit much. If it wasn't so much, I think it'd be okay. Weirdly enough. It is fancy brick. I do agree. I'm trying to... I would like that. I just feel like it's too much. That is too samey. I'm just going through all the different bricks that I think... / these things, I guess. To kind of see if there's anything I kind of like. I know these are tiles, but... could be interesting. I mean, like, that actually looks okay, but it's still, again, it's got that sameness to it that I don't exactly want. I want a little bit of difference, but I don't want I don't want the stuff that's currently there. What else is there? I mean, these are maybe. They're pretty deep. They're a red color, which they were red-ish. I mean, they're really like this grayish blah. Oh, I like that. Especially against the gray. I mean, it just gives like this very vibe almost of just kind of... It gives intentional vibes. What do you think? Because, like, you can see the top and the bottom. As the comparison. Thank you. Okay, then. Since that's been decided, I think these will then, now anywhere there's brick, be these. They do look nice. And it just adds a little something extra. I might get some, like, bushes and stuff, too. Not a lot, but a little. Come on. Whatever. Let's just put it here. There. But I think that's kind of the vibe I like for this. I like this for the walls here. This just kind of just makes a very different feel for the house. But it's not a bad feel. It's definitely worth picking the right prices. No, there really isn't, is there? Back to here a second so I can put this back on the list. Here at the top with that, and then finally, I'd like to do a little bit of flooring there, and maybe panels. I don't think I went that direction. Yeah. I'm stuck there. Hello, X-Men. How you doing? Okay, I went a little bit darker. I hope you're doing well. That's too dark. Maybe I want white. There. Especially if I add some color, that'll look really nice. There, how you doing? As you can see, we are now upgrading our house to match the vibes. There we go. That'll do that nicely. And then we just go over this way, and we, I guess, put the same thing on this side. And this one. There. Not like you could see this on the inside at all. Shame, but it's true. Oh, is there a deer over there? Maybe. Maybe not. As I said, this place is super cool when you look around it. But yeah. I honestly think it's coming out pretty good. And then we just gotta finish the rest of the house, like I said. And then the coziness, it's here to stay. Although maybe I should replace these windows. Because I do think it could use some windows, honestly. On the inside. But I think it could use some new windows. And maybe I also want to do some updating on the inside as well. I do love I'm just going to go here every time and just be like, I love this. I wish there was some of this in the second game. Like, I don't have to, but, I mean, look at that. They don't even have water other than a pool, unless they've changed things. And if they have, I mean, that's cool, but... When I played it, I was just like... Especially for a full release game, it was disappointing. Alright, so I'm thinking to start with... Let's do a quick floor. Let's do tiles. And let's... Well, let's do these. I kind of like the idea of this being my floor instead. Yeah, it's nice, it's simple. It does its job. And then, Iode Wagon. My wisdom is, let me think. What's something... I guess even if your art doesn't come out the way you feel it should, it's okay. You know what? Don't get discouraged. Because that's just how that goes. Not everything's going to come out the way you're hoping it will. And just keep at it, I guess. If you do art. Or anything else creative, I guess, in that manner. To that extent. I'm kind of working on something-ish. It's not really for the channel. It's for fun. Art. I'm almost done. I think I mentioned it the other day. I don't know. We'll see. It's just like some fan arty stuff, kind of. That I kind of realized I made a mistake on, but I'm okay with that because I you know, I feel like it makes it look as far as it goes, decent. We'll see. We will see. There we go. It'll honestly depend if I remember afterward. Potentially. I mean, it's just some Deltarune stuff, you know? It's nothing. It's just like a piece of Deltarune fan art kind of thing. Because, you know, I played the game, I kind of got in the mood to do... sometimes when I play the game, I get in the mood to actually do some stuff. Yeah, remove those. So I'm just kind of having fun doing it. Gee. Because it's mostly just chill for funness, that's where I kind of go with. I don't know, I might not. And what is that? I have here to find out. Oh. Yes. Ironically, I haven't. What I'm doing has nothing to do with that. There. Like I said, I just kind of. You could see the vibe difference with all of this. I really do. Alright. Open. Maybe I want to get rid of the door for now. Yeah. I'll put a new door in a minute. Similar vibes and everything. I just kind of... But, I mean, yeah, that's true. As in the game. There we go. And, I mean, I'm almost done. I do agree, it definitely is. Which makes me pretty happy because I wasn't... Alright. I wasn't fully sure. I mean, I was mostly sure. I was like 90% sure. But it's like, it's that kind of thing where it's like, but once it comes out, is it going to look its best? And it's like, yeah, no, it actually is looking nice. I'm going to have to add the door back in, like I said, but overall, it's... the only question is, do I want to... I guess that's just going to be the bricks. Is it on both sides of the bricks is the question. I think it is. Yeah, which is fine. Alright. Yeah, I do actually, I am happy. I feel like I have to specify this. I am pretty happy with what I've gotten done so far. Like I said, the entire idea of this is just to kind of be this chill area you come to. To just be. And it's a little modern-esque with the colors. That's where I was a little worried that it was look a little too modern to kind of really be just this. But I think it works. Because it makes it look more like it's just been upgraded, or updated a little bit. So I am happy. And I also got rid of the ugly bricks. Nothing wrong with them, but it's weird how so many of the buildings in this use them in places they kind of do not belong. If I'm being honest. So I think the bricks could look okay in the right, like, kind of things. But then it's like you put it on the side of a farmhouse, so it just kind of looks like it's super out of place. But that's just kind of how I feel. I mean, and then you see what I do, and it's like, you might not like that. So that's fine. It's all down to taste. Kind of thing. There we go. Doing all that. But like, I don't know. And obviously I didn't need every lick of like these tiles, but I need a lot of tile because of the way it is, and it's just easier to do, to bulk buy at once. There. Ooh, and this will actually be more the other type of panels. See if I can just... Can I get it to work? Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Today's this is, it cannot. Alright, we just put this here. And we put this here. And then I'll go up and I'll get the rest of the ones up top and it'll be great. But it certainly is a lot. There we go. And up, I'm out. And like so. And like so. I might need more now that I'm looking at this project. I didn't think I would. I thought I had overbought by like a bunch, but depending, this might not even be enough. Crazily enough. Which is surprising. I thought it would definitely be a little much even, but then it's like you go around and it's like, oh wait, never mind. There's like brick everywhere. There might be more brick on this house than there is anything else. Not complaining, by the way. Oh, hello, Snow. Give me a second. Give me a second. You know, actually I don't have to pause because it's gonna go through time anyway. Where's my kitty? I need to not hurt him. Can he sleep in there? Oh, I think he has. Alrighty. Sorry, I was just making sure I wasn't gonna step on my cat. Oh, he found that. Oh, you stay there. Keep doing sit-ups, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alrighty, and shh. And high steps, right? He's sleeping. 1. Well, he's not really sleeping. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just go back to sleep. 9, 10. Just gotta get through these. Alright. And 20. No, no, baby. No. No. I know you're here. Why don't you go sleep? We're cuddling that. Exactly, that is the aim of the game. I mean, it's the... Yep, it's Masuna cat. Like I said, I have a real cat. When... He don't get... Actually, he probably would not want Burb. If I'm being totally honest. It would probably just scare him. probably sounds like, but your cat's a cat kind of thing, but he's a cat that doesn't know he's a cat. Unfortunately, for me. Somewhat. It's more along the lines of he's just has no reason to believe that he's a feline. Why? I don't really know, but you know, that's how he is. Yeah, you go get your stuff, baby. Alright. There we go. And like so, and I still need a bit more. Yes, they do. They definitely do not steal. That kind of thing. They'd be like, "Yep, I'm gonna take your food." Like they do. It just not like that. Yep. Not with the knowledge that there's little to no repercussions that he cares about. Kind of thing. My cat hedges his bets. I think I've mentioned it before. He, on his own, it's like, it's a kind of weird thing where it's like, I feel super awkward because I don't like, you know, it's like, I don't think of Suna as like my fur baby or anything. He's just my pet. But at the same time, I'll just say, because he calls me Mama, weirdly enough. By the way, I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it anytime recently. But he started doing that on his own. Without any prompting. And without, like, anyone even saying that. That was my cat on his own. And unfortunately for me, because I try to get him to react, I have just gotten used to saying that. I mean, I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it just makes me feel like I'm part of a group I'm really not. Yeah. No, he's far more like, this is Mama. Mama will do whatever I want, as long as I call her Mama. Even though that's not true. At all. That was what Kit and him believed. Oh yeah, he when I'm not streaming, he does try to, he sometimes, actually no, he gets graded. At this point, because he doesn't want to sleep, but yeah, when he was younger, but it was also because we didn't want the cat to, I'm not the neatest individual. And I just didn't want him to choke on something and die. But yeah, it's true. They do. I could definitely believe that it's like, again, they're human, or at least not thinking that they're, like, I wouldn't say necessarily that not knowing that it's like, because he definitely knows he's not on the same level as, no matter how much he tries. I don't know. It's that kind of weird thing where it's like, I have no idea. I just think cats are master manipulators. But only really subconsciously. Alright, okay, so I need one more, I think. I've made it all the way around and I need like one more bricks. Ah, this is painful. Maybe before I buy the last of the bricks that I need, I'll get the other. But like I said, and here's the thing. At the time, he wasn't being allowed in the bed or anything. That's where I go back to the whole, it's just like, yeah. Cats are some of the smartest and stupidest animals I've ever known. And I think that's really where I would go with it. They're great little manipulators, except when they actually try to be. But let's be real, the big thing for poor Suna, whether it be poor or not, is he really doesn't have the best health. And that really isn't being faked or anything. He's not faking his slightly crooked tail and his ribs that sometimes just don't always seem like they're in the right places and stuff like that. And that's the real answer, I think, here. Get worried about him. I don't think he's but I will say I do think he thinks he's better than his sisters. Despite the fact that they can all best him, even though most of them are half his size. Yeah. It's kind of funny. To see. And decide to prove he's dominant and then run off into a corner after his nose has been bitten. Because they're having none of it. Only for him to turn around and do it again. And then it gets annoying. And it goes from being, well, it gets what you deserve, and goes to, what were you even thinking, cat? You know you can't beat the hedge. Well, actually, he can beat the hedge cat occasionally, but, you know you can't beat the Sunna. I wish there was a way to just put down the stuff up here. But there's no way. Yeah, I'm calling you out, kitty cat. Kitty cat, 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 kitty cat, cat. Come on, let me pick it up. Are you kidding me? Come on. It's my side. I just looked over, it's my side. It's my side. Come on. Recover. I hate my internet sometimes. Okay, why is it not working? I need it to just stabilize. Kitty, kitty, kitty. I know. Need to figure out what's wrong. Is it? It doesn't seem like it's having an issue here. Well, I'm turning up the fan. We're gonna see if that helps. I might have to stop and start the stream. Hopefully I don't have to. I'm hoping, but I'm trying to fix it. I am trying to fix. I know it's farther behind, so I'm just going to type out this. Ring to fix without having to turn off. Cat, this is not the time. This is not the time. Thank you. Without ending stream. Come on. I mean, it should fix itself in a minute, in theory. I think it just was overheating. From what I'm looking at. Cat? No, not right now. Cat? Come on. Come on. You're not helping. Come on. I mean, in theory, it might it's probably behind. And it's probably buffering. But I don't know what's wrong, other than that it's just cold outside for the internet, or it's warm, or it's... Like, every few minutes I'm like, or seconds, I'm like, I think it's gonna fix itself, and then it just, it drops right back down. I'm trying. I think I might have it mostly fixed. I have to wait a minute and see, but I think I just had to cool it off and turn up the fan. But then it might dip again. Oh, I believe it's several seconds behind. It might catch up. You might have to... I'll tell you what it actually has caught up on my side. It should, in theory, do it soon, because it's doing the thing where it shoots out more, I guess, kilobytes per second, which it keeps doing, usually, until it stabilizes on my side. Well, Okay, since I can't since I can't really play the game right now anyway, because I'm fighting with the internet. Oh, come here. Come here, you whiny baby. Yep, that's you. Oh, it looks like it's catching up. It's yellow now. And it's green. You might need to refresh, but other than that, it should be caught up. Kitty has declared he's needed hugs and kisses. And so he got them. But everything is back to how it should be. He's off to do his own thing. Oh, are you? No, you're not. Yep, Kitty. My Betty baby does not believe I should stream more. He's like, your internet died. You might have fixed it, but your internet had died. Oh, wait. Oh, everything's working now. Except not there. Alright, we're just moving it to here. Okay. Weird. I'm sorry to hear that. That's a weird one. I don't think I've ever said anything about us. Other than health. Like, I'm trying to be healthier, I guess. That could be what it's reacting to. I can't think of much else, though. Alrighty. The number 7. Ugh. Yes, yes. Also, Suna's sitting by the side. Being fluffy. Which he knows he is. That's good to hear. You have your own food. What do you think you're doing coming over to my food? You don't even like Peach. Mister? No, you don't like Peach. You know, I know, because you've tried to steal that stuff before. No. You know you're not allowed behind the computer, kitty cat. You're especially not allowed behind the computer. You're also not allowed on the desk. Come on. Down. It's not working as much anymore. Maybe I just gotta do it like this. Except he doesn't like it, like I said. Come on, cat. Out you come. Double it. Is it this time? Thank you. Okay, it's just the wrong sound. I'm sorry that sound has to be on the stream. But it's the only thing that gets him to come out from behind the... And not because... It's just like... He's like... But he's just like, nope, I don't want to come out from behind. I know you don't want me to be back here. But, I don't care. I'm just like, cat, I can't today. I need another bunch. Alrighty. There we go. And we can just jump and put it here. There we go. Everything should be good now. Other than the spots that need the other, but I think for this I'm done. Wait, no, I think I have a spot over here too. Now that I think about it. Yeah. Not only that, but I need to go there. Alrighty, and I gotta do the rest of these, and I think I gotta do the other side too. Yep. Alrighty. But then I think that well, at the very least, the front of the house will be done. And it does look nice. I do need to put something up there. Anyway. So there we go, and then I only have one left. There. I gotta go back down and get another one. Yeah, I believe it. Anyway. I mean, obviously, it's like, with the game here, it's a little... So, I guess this is, actually House Flipper. We can actually discuss what we think about what the, how the DLC looks that's coming out. Not for the second one, obviously, but for this one. Are you interested? By the way, what it's gonna have is, like, restaurants and stuff, and renting and stuff as well. Hi. I honestly think it actually looks it's very interesting. I still find it funny that they put all this effort into the second game, and now it's like, and now we're back to the first game. You want the DLC, right? It's like, I mean, yeah, but considering the effort and stuff put into the DLCs, it's gonna just remind people why they don't want the main game, the second game rather. It's a little odd. A choice. But it's apparently going to be adding a whole bunch of new items and stuff too, so... it specifically says it'll be adding 800 new items. And it's like... Again, it's just kind of like... Where's this enthusiasm for your second game? Not to be rude. I'm just saying. It doesn't feel like there's a whole lot. Kitty, you're no longer allowed back there. Come on. Go on. Go on. I don't care that you don't want to. Pooch. Mooch. Vavooch. Pooch. And I'll just have to get something else that'll make you move. Ooh. Something you don't like even more. Ooh. Yeah. Hello, clothes. Yep. That got him to move faster than anything else. So here's the thing that you do need to know about the game. My version of the game that I have has a bunch of DLCs on it. I have all of them. But I would say there's a quintessential few, maybe, but you don't actually need all the DLCs to have a lot of fun with it. It's your own choice which ones you would get versus not. And the base game is quite fun. This is DLC. This is why I go, why did the second game not have half the effort this DLC got? Even though it cost twice as much as this DLC. Everything you see here? So I would say that. Kitty? I will. Guys, I think I have to grade him. I did not want to, but he is going nuts. Not forever, but he does need some quiet time, I think. You need some quiet time? You're even sitting on it. You goose. Come here. No, that's not what you want? Well, then what do you want? What do you want? Huh? You want to leave. You want to see that there's no people. He's off for a break. Alright, he'll be back. But, like, I do recommend the game. And I think if you've never played a DLC, the second game's fine. As I've said before. They swear it's the same ones, even though it probably... Here's the thing. Even though they swear up and down in several places it's the same developers, it definitely doesn't seem to have the same thought style. And beyond that, this was already being made while the second game was being made. A second game that, mind you, came out... What was it? It turned out it was like 5 years after the first game. And as I said, I feel like... Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily care either way. Like I said, I like the first one. I just found the second game very disappointing with so many of the things going through and being like, okay, the first game DLCs handled these things really, really well. And I'm not saying they have the same assets specifically, although for some of the items they actually seem to. Can't prove it, but they definitely look exactly the same. So at the very least, there was an effort. How to do that? But when I say, like, you look at this and you compare it to the second game, and the second game just looks lifeless and flat, I mean it. That's one of the kind of things where I go, it's super strange. Because, here's the thing. If I was to go from house to house to house, I don't have all these houses, but if I had bought that, if I buy that house, I can see this house from there. If I buy that house, I can see these houses, and all those like that, right? The second game doesn't have that. I'm not saying that they have to necessarily, but I still go with, it's so lazy to have every forest map have burgers on the benches, and it's like, it's every single one. It's like, you can go, nah, my mind's just playing tricks on me. But if you see the burgers, that's kind of a pretty big flag of, wait, no, never mind. It is the same map. And here we go. He's back. He's not happy to be back, but he's back. But, I mean, that's the kind of thing where I'm kind of left with. It's like, it's weird. And, I mean, they apparently added some of these quality of life things they had already added to this game. But only after enough people threw a fit about it. The second game. Including sleeping through the night. Which, by the way, I know I haven't been doing, but you can do on this one. But the fact that day one, House Flipper 2 came out and didn't have that kind of essential feature, even though it was more necessary, I'd argue, in the second game than the first one. It's those kinds of things that I look at and I'm like, so, why? And supposedly they fixed it at this point. Supposedly they've added the, I just realized I needed more, of these. Ahem! Suna! Get your butt. Get your butt down. We're not putting up with that. No. 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 Just because you saw Hedge and Hedgecat. For half a second, Hedgecat's going potty. We're not going... Go there. That's where Suna goes. Anyway. Yeah, it's not very cute. I am serious though, if I have to, I will give him some quiet time. Because he might just need it. but he won't like it. But yeah, no, I mean, for me, I just look at some of the stuff and I'm kind of like, but how? I just thought to buy this anyway. I just... yeah. Where, like, it's the kind of thing where I look at it and I go, it's not solitary confinement. He'd be right next to me in his... he wouldn't be going anywhere. And he actually does like his... I don't know if like's the right word. He feels safe in his crate. That's why it's quiet time. Let me be clear. It's not just a he would be punished kind of thing. I'm not thinking like that. I really am thinking more along the lines of if he needs some time for himself, I don't want him to feel... okay. Ooh, interesting. That's a little weird. Kind of like that I can do that, though. Do I like this? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like that. And... yeah. I'm gonna leave those alone right there for now. And it's only if he continues to flip out. Like I said, I think he won't. I think me dumping him where he's been hanging out seems to have stopped him. But the problem is, last time he was this rambunctious and I couldn't keep him from behind the computer, he completely knocked all my drinks and everything over, and if I hadn't moved as quickly as I had, I could have lost the whole computer. That's why it would be there, going there. Not he's... because I really would rather he's just be free. I really do. It's easier on me. Because I actually have to catch him and put him... like, once he's in, he's happy, he's chill, he sleeps. It was the same when we occasionally give him a bath. Weirdo cat. Anyway, but going back to the... I honestly... the thing to me, more than anything else, with the, I was going to use the... I think I want to... not white either. I honestly, the thing is, he's just... it's just for the game... yeah, back to this. I don't know. Like, I am all for giving the game a benefit of the doubt. Let me be clear. But it was just so weird how everything about the game was being handled. And the biggest thing to me, I think the biggest detriment for it, was the fact that they stuck it on the main, like, Steam page and everything, right? As a, you're gonna want this. And then, like I said, it just... it was basically a DLC. Mixed with a sticker game. And I'm just... I have no words for how cheap that kind of feels. Because, like, one of the big things with the game, or this one, like, one of the major feature points here is for a lot of the electrical devices, you actually do have to, like, if I get rid of this and I get new ones, which I will, I actually have to reinstall, I have to install them in, you know? Which, it's not really a have to, it's just a, I don't know how else to put it. But the whole idea is that I would be, you're installing the stuff. It's like, yeah, that's kind of fun. It's not too difficult to do, especially at this point. But it's a well thought out and well done part of the game. And the idea that they kind of just removed that feature, it was odd. And then it's like, instead, now you have things like, you have to interact with them, your clients on the phone, and they're all kind of, let's just say, you're not gonna wish them on your enemies. Kind of thing. It's just, it's like, why is this what replaced? I'm not gonna say it definitely was that, you know? Because there's no guarantee that it's like it was the need to have extra time. But a lot of the stuff as well was effectively made it very difficult to complete jobs as well, which I still find really weird of a choice, if I'm being honest. Like, it was a really weird choice. To do it in that manner. Which is that it's like, and they might have fixed this too, with enough people going, what the heck? This has never been a thing. I don't believe it. Because I think this is how they padded their game. The fact, like, for example, I mean, during a job, you can't just look at an overview of the whole thing. You have to go from room to room. And check from place to place. It's... And, I mean, maybe they fixed that. But at the same time, it was just the kind of thing where it's like, but why did it need fixing? Or rather, wasn't it just... If they fixed it, mind you. I don't think they did. But they might have. They might have. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they might have fixed it. And again, like I said, you go back to the whole, it's like, but why? Not just have the straightforward tab. Especially if you're going to have this over in-depth, like, tutorial that tells you that whenever you get stuck, go use the tab to check. But you can't do that in all the rooms. You just have to walk from room to room and hope you get lucky. Oh, by the way, if you're curious, Kitty is just chilling in the back. He's not in his crate or anything. He'd just be chilling. For the moment. But, I mean, that's kind of where I'm really left with, is it's just like, but why? These were basic features of the first game, and it mostly just feels like it's a way to, like I said, pad. It's not even like... But as I've said, I give it the benefit of the doubt, or rather, not benefit of the doubt, but I give it the benefit of, yeah, it's very customizable. All your stickers are super customizable-ish. Enough. But, other than that, it is a downgrade. But if you've never played the DLCs, and you'd only ever played the first game, I actually think that it wasn't that bad. And that is what I would say. The problem was they did a whole bunch of DLCs before they made this game. And so the standard wasn't... And heck, they've improved the base game here as well. Enough that it became, again... It could have been good. Like... a couple of years ago. And I really do think that's the place for me where I'm just kind of like... It ends up very disappointing. And I don't want to go into too much more, because I don't want to be complaining and all that. I just... I don't know. I'm still just pretty disappointed, because it's like... going in. Is it like this side? Because that doesn't seem quite right. Oh wait, this might be taller. Let's see, size-wise, is this good? Yeah, it's a pretty good size. I'm not gonna get that one specifically, but that is the size I'm looking for. Do we have any others that do... maybe this? Oh, definitely not that. That's just two. Only one. I guess I could put in a... yeah, gray oak. A little bit of shine to it. It could look good. Although I kind of find myself curious, is there anything else like that that's a little different? No. I mean, you could have a doorbell. I didn't even realize you could have doorbells. Again, it's just kind of, yeah. Electronic equipment, maybe? I don't think so. How about something like this? Is this luxury? Yes. So if I go through and I go back over here to doors, are any of these... aha. I don't think any of them are tall enough. Like, I like this, but I don't think it's tall enough. See, I mean, that's how big that is. It's not really worth. Which is too bad. I think it could work if they... but they just... no. I don't think this goes in as well. Yeah, because that's an indoor door that you just tape on, basically. I was just curious. Guess what if I type garage? Are there garage doors? Yeah, there's garage doors. Where's this even go? Oh yeah, that's fancy. I kind of like that look. In the middle? Is this about right? Not really. It's a little too off center. Is there any bigger ones? 3x2. 4x2.5. No, I don't want that. Actually, I want to do this here. I want to do the Black Beach there. And steel here. That'll be a little bit better. I mean, it's not perfect, but it'll do. There we go. Now we have a door. Garage here. That does this. That's a fancy garage. Why? I don't know. I felt like it. Let me sell these paint cans. I have... I'm just not going to use them for now. I do wish we could actually have a car, though. I will be honest. Ooh, I missed a spot. Let me see. Which one was this? I don't remember. Was it this? Yes. Cool. I mean, it's a little off. Okay, this is kind of killing me. Alright, it's kind of killing me. Maybe what I want to do is this here. No, this here, this here. And then obviously this here. Alright, so... that's close enough. I feel like that'll feel more natural. And now this side's the side. Yep, I kind of suspected. That's how it tells us that this is now moved over, and it's not perfect, but it's not bad. I feel like this is more what I would want. Alright, so yeah. I probably eventually will. It's just that Vault Hunters is a very big mod pack. So for now, I'm mostly just doing that. Plus, I'm kind of using it as a way to get used to some of these mods. As well. Because, well, it's not exactly the same, obviously. But, I mean, I have looked at other mod packs before. And while I'm not doing them right now, I have Vanilla Series too. But I honestly, I like Vault Hunters. Part of what I want to do is that I had wanted to do it. Oh, I believe it. I'm sure it is. But honestly, it was obviously not the pack I'm currently playing, but it was Vault Hunters that got me interested in modded Minecraft originally. This is obviously not recent. This is years ago, but I was like, I thought that was super cool. It was like, because because I watched a lot of the people who were in their first season, and I had wanted to play, but it was just, I didn't have the computer. Fair enough. Because I was on my phone for the most point, at that point, I kind of just made my own mod packs out of what I could find, because there's only so much I knew how to do at the time. I had some pretty good stuff. But, obviously nothing akin to... So, I will say it is my first Java mod. And it's definitely different. It is a different experience playing on a bunch of Bedrock mods versus Java mods. And that's not a bad thing. Yeah, so I can't actually say I'm gonna see. I have things I like about both versions. And that's kind of where I would go with it. I think both versions have their things that they're better at. For example, for vanilla aesthetics, I would argue Bedrock technically has better... I know you might not agree, but, like... it has more environmental stuff. As in, like, fallen trees. There's more watercolors kind of things for different biomes and stuff. It's kind of weird that Java hasn't adapted some of those things. I mean, obviously, mods have done it, but I mean, like, just straight up, plain vanilla. Just taking some of these little features that I honestly think make Bedrock shine in a very unique way. And I don't mean just, like, the fact you can have a larger render distance or anything like that. It depends on how you feel about it, kind of thing. Without mods, I mean. Obviously with mods you can have farther on Java, but, I honestly think that's something that, no matter what, Bedrock seems to just take the cake on every time. Which is weird, because it's like everything else is just so... not. But basically, it's like, for the technical player, Java's better. But for the aesthetic player, who just enjoys, like, building and stuff, and the environmental, like, just this little environment stuff, ironically, Bedrock is better. And that's the real reason there will never be parity. It's not because it can't be, it's that they'd have to acknowledge they need some of the technical aspects of Java on Bedrock. And they need some of the more aesthetics of Bedrock on Java. Two things they really don't want to do. I mean, it's weird how little they want to do that. I guess. Like I said, I mean, for me, I honestly... got into modding on Bedrock because of how easy it was. Yeah, they keep trying to, like, just destroy those. That's the thing. Like, it used to be a lot easier to find, like, just a straight up shader pack for Bedrock. But, you know, then they kind of just keep doing everything in their power to shut down anything like that. Probably because they were originally planning it who knows how long, but they've been planning the, I'm sure you know at this point. But, except that doesn't make any sense. It's kind of stupid. After all, I gotta say this. The only people who can use the RTX... No, I know it exists. The RTX can only, as far as, they might have finally added Xbox to it. Might have. But it's been only PC for a pretty long time. Because they don't feel that most devices can handle it. So they don't give you the chance to just try it out and have your game crash. No, 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 no. You have to be protected from that. It's weird. Even then, though, I still found amazing shaders. Hello, regular. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright. That was 20. I'm going to be very careful not to scare my kitty cat again, because he just finally calmed down. Yes, hello, how you doing, regular? But back to what I was kind of saying. It's weird, yeah. They want people to use something that, I would argue, there's a decent portion of the people who cannot play that version. So it's like, either just offer it to everybody. If their phone crashes, it's on them. After all, that's kind of just how it's always been, right? I mean, yeah. But, that's the kind of thing. It's like their decisions are what bother, I find the weirdest about everything. It's like, okay, it's, you don't have to have, anything, honestly, but it's just like, I don't know how else to put it other than it's just like, it's like, they have the ability to make choices, they just don't want to make choices. Kind of thing. Or whether that makes sense. I suppose would make more sense to say. Heck, I mean, it's kind of how I feel about the add-ons thing now, having the money as well. It's like, I mean, if you want to do it, then do it, but then you can't keep trying to kill things so that the people who are just doing it for fun can't do it, because then the people who are doing it for your store, right? They can't do it either. And it just means that nobody can make anything. Whereas instead, you can leave, they could just leave it up to people to decide which version they want. And some people are gonna pick, well, let's be real, some people will pick the free mods. But not everybody, because not everybody even knows how to do it. I mean, the irony is, because it's taking so long. Honestly, I think it's that whole, they think that people are going to be upset at the idea of something feeling / being modded. But it's just like, okay, but I don't think most people care. The few people who, for the most part, the people who tend to complain, right? This is why I also think they just have a lot of lackluster updates recently. It's just like, I honestly do think there is a certain level of just they think people are going to just be like, but it's modded feeling. And it's just like, but is it? Like, it's an update to the game kind of thing. But, I mean, the real answer is the people who complain are either already, most of the time, already doing modded, right? Which is why it feels so quote-unquote modded. Or they haven't moved forward since 1.12, a lot of them. I'm not saying all of them. Or both. And I'm sure there's a decent number who are on the current version and they play vanilla, but they still think this feels very modded. Or the Nether update, I guess. But I honestly think that's one of the things that it seems like they're very worried about. And it's like they really just shouldn't worry about that kind of thing. Because those... Alrighty, what am I playing tomorrow? Am I doing more Vault Hunters? I feel like I should ask. Alrighty. Vault Hunters it is. But I do hope you get a good night's sleep, by the way, Dragon. Yeah, I do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. What's weird is, like, it's easy to adjust back and forth by playing, like, normal and modded, the super speed of the Vault Hunters. It's like, it doesn't feel like it should be. So that's something I would say. But honestly, I do... The thing to me, the biggest thing is, it's like I said, I think they just need to stop worrying about if it feels modded or not. And they need to commit. If they don't want people using certain enchantments, just remove them. They're gonna do it anyway, basically. Any other way, you might as well just actually remove them. You know? I'm not saying I'd rather they do that. I'm just saying... Stop tiptoeing around it. And whatever the decisions are, they should just do. I think there's a lot... It's a lot harder to go, well, they're just... And the thing I always say is, I don't think that they are lazy. I really don't. I honestly think that they really and truly are overthinking everything. And I mean everything. And I think it's to the detriment of everything else. This way, yeah? Yeah. Because the fact of the matter is, I don't think so. Because think about it. Some of the biggest updates have happened since. Think about the, this is the thing. It's like, yeah, at first, but honestly, by this point, is this, no, it's the same one. Okay. It just looks darker here. But I mean, if you think about it, and, yeah. But what I was gonna say is, beyond that, this is something when I look at it I find really, really odd. Actually no, I went the other way. Is it this? Nope, it's the other one. But I honestly do think that they would have less worry. The fact, how do I put it? Well, I mean, but here's the other ones. Think about the Village and Pillage. It doesn't feel necessarily big, but it was quite big. Think of the Aquatic update and how much the oceans were changed. Heck, even think of the Nether update. The Nether update, I'd argue, in its own way, was just as significant, if not more significant, in scale. as the caves and cliffs. But the thing is, that's where the cracks started to show. After all, and this is where I would say the allegations of being lazy really started. A lot of people think it was more recently with like 1.19, but it was really 1.16 when people found out that they weren't actually going to add any biomes other than the ones that they'd shown. And I still go with that was their first like little test to see kind of thing, to some extent. But the thing is, it's like, it was weird. It's like, you know, they say, oh, we're going to add more biomes, then this is what you've seen. And it's like, they got outed. No, they were only going to add the Soul Sand Valley and the 2 trees. They were not going to add the Basalt update, or the Basalt Delta biome. But they did add it, because enough people complained, and they were still mostly listening to people at that point, so they did, in fact, add another biome. Do you mean for this update? I honestly think a lot of it's kind of, yeah, I saw it. I think it's kind of, I know there's a lot of people going, oh, this is super overpowered. I'm left with, no, it really isn't, for the most part. It's not going to have much use. And plus, they're going to be hiding it away as much as they can. Again, this goes back to that whole overthinking things, going, well, we don't want it to be too easy to get, and it's like, okay, but then what's the point in going to these trial chambers that are going to be popping up everywhere, including right where you're going to want to dig, full of mobs that do not despawn, that you cannot get rid of in any way other than to just kill them, with spawners that you cannot remove, unless you are extremely determined, and you can't turn them off either. It's like, that's kind of where I look at it. It's like, it looks good on paper, but it's just, in reality, it's going to be very unwieldy, and most mobs, unless you have them in a hole, will get away, and they won't get hit. They'll move over like 1 block, and then you'll miss them entirely. Let's be real. And I'm not just saying this because I'm like some sort of like biased or anything. I'm just saying, or rather, that because I don't like the trial chambers, which I don't completely, but I'm just saying, looking at the reality, most people aren't really using it in survival. Heck, they aren't even looking at what your kind of situation you're going to necessarily be in when you first run into these things. Usually they're like, oh, I've put myself in iron armor. It's like, but if this is where you're mining and stuff, you're not necessarily caring about armor at that point. It's kind of weird. Or heck, you might be mining for iron, and now instead you're basically in the middle of trial chambers. Maybe. But I honestly, like I said, I feel like, I honestly feel like it's the kind of thing that they're basically going, no, look, we can do overpowered, we can do this kind of thing, and it's like, but the items in question, they're already trying to nerf it before it was even out for like a day. That's the other thing that makes it become really strange. It's like, I'm not like trying to say how dare they or anything, let me be clear. I don't know. It feels weird as a choice. But no, I mean, overall though, I think in a controlled setting. But see, the thing is, it's in a controlled setting, and that's the thing. You have to be sure that the warden is effectively in a hole. Like, if you really stop and think about it, is this thing going to be useful when you're actually in an ancient city and you accidentally spawn a warden? And the answer is no. Your ceilings aren't going to be high enough for you to be able to try and use it there. Wardens gonna kill you before you really have a chance. And then beyond that, it's like... So it'll be great for something like a Warden farm or something, but that's kind of where I look at it, is I'm like, yeah, it looks good. True, it'll definitely be easier to farm withers, which means that they're going to nerf it somehow against withers. Like I said, they're already... And the problem is, look at all the people going, it should be nerfed. They're going to listen to those people, even though it's like, okay, but it's going to be next to impossible to get. They've already said this, right? And overall, in a survival setting, it's not very useful, other than, yes, to farm withers specifically. But even then, you could effectively do a dripstone farm that does the same thing. Ironically. This isn't going to be as revolutionary as people think it will be. Heck, I'd argue the dogs. Yep, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, people have already been one-shotting withers and stuff for ages. It's not actually going to change that much. I mean, that's where I really look at it. I'm like, it looks revolutionary. But is it? The answer is no. One, by the time you're getting it in survival, you're probably already going to have your beacons and everything. So unless you want to get extra beacons, there's not going to be much point. And then you go beyond that as well. It's like, and for everything else, it's like, will it actually be useful for anything else? No. Not unless you work at it so hard and practice so much that you might as well have just, it's like... But like I said, it looks good in snapshots, in which most people are in creative and are like, look at how amazing this is. And that's kind of where I really go with it. I'm like, it looks good, and in controlled settings, it probably could do something great. But I'm going to be honest, unless you have it in a controlled setting, you're not even going to be able to kill a zombie with that thing. Because it'll just move out of the way. It'll move as far away as it can, and that's just going to be what happens. It's the same issues with, again, dripstone. Which people said we're going to revolutionize all these different things as well. That's why I look at it and I go, it's not. It looks good on paper. It's a nice flashy thing to be like, look at this flashy thing we're showing off. Kind of like the cherry blossoms last year. Honestly, I feel like I'd rather have had the biome. Or a biome update at least. And heck, the fact that there's a high chance that dogs won't even be in 1.21 is going to make 1.21 feel even smaller. I mean, honestly. Because it's already going to feel relative, like, once the update actually comes out, it'll look big for the first 2 to 3 days. And then everything that can be done will have been done. And effectively at that point, you'll just have annoying... Yep. Oh no, I do agree, except not the last 2 updates, I would say. I think the big problem is I think this is still 1.17. Honestly. Whether they admit it or not. That's the other thing. I honestly think there's a decent chance of. Weirdly enough. I'm not going to say it's absolutely definite, but... When you look at the trial chambers... And you look at what they have in them and everything, right? It just looks like it's more 1.17. And ironically, the thing that makes me wonder it is it's all things that fit. And while they swear they've gotten it, they still haven't put out bundles. Which means they still haven't put out everything. They still swear it's because of, like, Bedrock, right? Or mobile, which isn't true. Plenty of mod makers figured out ways around that. No problem. Which I find hilarious. At this point. I was annoyed. I'll be honest. I was annoyed, but at this point I just think it's like... Like, I'm not gonna say that everything people say about mod makers is true. What I will say is... They certainly seem to be slightly more innovative when it comes to coming up with ways to outthink isn't the right word. Come up with solutions for things that Mojang says there's no solution for. It's kind of ironic. And the other thing I think is the weirdest thing about going, well, mod makers are not the same thing as developers, is how many... Then it's like, then stop hiring mod makers. I hate to say it. It's like... Every single person that they seem to hire nowadays was a maker of some sort of mod in the past. So I kind of end up going, if they're not the same thing, then shouldn't you be hiring game developers instead? And if it is the same thing, you can't keep saying it's not the same thing. Especially since now, people are going to be able to put their Java mod... They will be much more just streamlined. And I'm not complaining, mind you. I just think it's funny. I don't think it's that. I think it's the fact that they usually utilize the mob vote to just kind of get everybody to argue, you know? And be like, oh, this... The irony, though, well, this time, people don't necessarily fully agree, but the one thing most people agree on is they'd rather just the mob vote stop. At the end of the day, I think that's the big thing they're not gonna do. True. I don't think they're doing it on purpose, though. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they can. I think it's more like a lot of the people they hire nowadays are also. Which is also why they overthink everything as well. But like I said, they need people to turn around and go, okay, so what if it makes it overpowered? For some people on multiplayer. Is it going to be multiplayer? Is it for what's supposed to be the target audience, which is single players, because, you know, kids, is it going to be overpowered for them? No? Then add it. They just need somebody to be able to say that to them. I think that would help a lot. Because, I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things. They aren't aiming for the single-player worlds anymore. They're aiming to... Oh, I'm not saying that it does. I'm saying, though, if they're going to say that their game is for kids, and have all these sorts of restrictions because it's for kids, such as they have literally shut down several gun mods and servers because it's not for kids, even though that's kind of stupid. I highly doubt it. I honestly do. You gotta take into account. The thing is, it seems like it's multiplayer, just like it seems like it's Java, because YouTube is Java. But the thing is, Mojang themselves have said that their major version, and the version that keeps selling, is Bedrock. Based on everything. Which, there's not really that many servers that most Bedrock people can join. And it's not exactly the easiest thing in the world. That's kind of where I go with, it's like, a lot of them are going to be on single player worlds. Exactly. I mean, that's exactly it. It's on so many different versions. No, believe me. I do not believe that is the case. The thing is, my mom, other people I've known, if they play Minecraft, they play on their phone. And they don't have anything else. Because the fact of the matter is, no server is set up to let you play on your phone in the same way. Going everyone's on servers is actually a pretty false statement. Or rather, not false. It's very assumptuous. I would agree with games like COD and stuff that they're more likely not on single player, but a game like Minecraft, a lot of people can't play on servers. But see, that's what you're forgetting. PC. Mobile players do not have that. You need to stop assuming everyone that plays Minecraft plays on... Exactly. And that's another thing. Like I said, they are aiming for kids. They have stated this multiple times. That's why I say they need to think about that side. Not easily. And I say this as somebody who has tried from my phone. It does not work well. Because most phones can't handle servers. I'm not saying this because I want to be like, the worlds are too big for a smartphone. Irregular. I'm saying this from experience. This is, and I've had a pretty top, like, not necessarily top of the line, but it should be enough to be able to be handling a server. They don't handle them well at all. Because it's too much information for the cell phone. They're getting there, but they're not there yet. You need to stop assuming that a cell phone is a computer. They're not. They can't handle it, for the most part. And that's why I'm saying they can't just assume everyone who's playing is playing on PC, because that's what they see on YouTube. They can't just assume that everybody plays multiplayer because it's on YouTube. Or it's like, in your case, you have a lot of people you know who play that way. But not everybody does. And as Meadow pointed out, a lot of kids are not allowed on servers. Believe me, I just don't think you really understand how hard it is to play on the phone. I honestly don't think you do. But see, that's not a phone. You can't connect that kind of internet to the phone. You can only do really Wi-Fi for the most part. You can maybe have like a hotspot kind of thing. But the amount of work and effort it goes into to have to do that kind of thing for the phone, to have effectively a LAN. See, I don't either. That's the thing. I'm saying phones, which, by the way, are most likely one of the biggest majorities of players at this point, and iPads. Except that a phone can never be through LAN in the same way that a computer can. And also, this has nothing to do with the fact that the amount of data that the hardware of a computer can handle, the amount of RAM that a computer has. Yeah. A phone... Thank you. That is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it has anything to do with internet. Internet's bad too. A phone can't handle that kind of processing. But my point is, that means that a lot of people who play Bedrock cannot play on servers because they're on phones. Also, there is a large majority of players who are kids, whether we like it or not, because parents introduce their kids to the game, but they don't let their kids go on servers there either. Because the fact of the matter is, not every parent is going to allow that. I'm not saying that they have to make everything for single player either, by the way. I'm saying making every update pretty much after a certain point, only really focusing on what the multiplayer side does. And I'm saying, I played with my sister and our game crashed. It was just me and her. There was nothing else to it. My phone and her phone. We could barely make it work. And that's just regular multiplayer. That's not a server. That's not all these other things. You need to understand, it doesn't work as well as you think it does. Yep, that too. And my point is, a lot of people play on phones. You cannot decide that every update ever has to only be for PC players, because the phone can't handle that kind of thing. That's my point. Heck, the Switch is still a game that they are dedicating resources to. Are you saying that every person who plays on the Switch must now accept that every update is not for them as well? Think of it like that. You're saying, you got to remember that Bedrock is not just PC. That's the problem. No, they really are not. I can guarantee this. Not in that way. Some might be, but the internet is not everybody. I feel like this needs to be known or understood. That's the thing. You cannot decide, well, I'm trying so hard not to swear. Okay. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm saying they can't do everything in every update just because of multiplayer. Which, by the way, more and more, every update is only really about the multiplayer side of things. Single player is getting basically nothing in the same way. You have to understand. Regular. Not everybody plays on a multiplayer server. What I'm saying is, if an update is most focused on, well, it's about multiplayer. Well, on multiplayer servers, this and this and this can happen, so therefore it becomes overpowered. That means that anybody who plays on a single-player world will have their worlds become harder and harder and harder. And basically, it'll just make them stop playing the game. And a lot of those people are the people who pay for things like the Bedrock add-ons and stuff, which will make them end up shutting down the game. Ironically. If these kinds of things continue to happen. Because that is one of their biggest money makers. And plus, going back to the kids thing, Again, I'm going to guarantee a decent amount of their money off of the add-ons and stuff are for kids and from kids. If kids cannot play the game anymore because it's aimed at this adult audience that's playing multiplayer, that means that the people who are paying for the game, for the updates, for the everything, is, in fact, going to stop paying for those things. You need to think of it like that. I'm not saying every part of the update has to be for single player or for kids. I feel like I need to be clear. And by the way, what I started with was basically the idea that kids, if that's their target audience that they keep saying is their target audience, they need to think about it that way as well for their updates. They cannot just say it one way and not the other. I don't really care that much, other than the fact that it's very frustrating when I go in to go play the game and I find that they've nerfed something because some multiplayer server, and I feel like I need to specify this, has the ability to... Most kids aren't allowed to play those series. They might still play them, and I'm not saying all kids do, but you need to stop thinking of it as, well, I've seen kids play Souls, because that's not going to be the majority of kids. Most kids do not play Souls games. And this is true. Want to know why? Most parents don't let their kids play Souls games. Even now. Actually, especially now, oftentimes. They might let their kid play something like The Sims, and maybe their kid gets access to the Souls games on their own, finding little loopholes. My point is, your assumption that every kid plays these things. I have. But I don't mean it hard as in hard to beat things. I mean the grind. Adults don't mind this grind. Actually, they do. But they don't mind it as much as kids. And I'm going to turn around and say this. I have nearly quit the game several times, and I'm not a kid. Over how extremely grinding they're making the game. It's not about being hard. Oh, there's a cave back here. Cool. It's about how grindy they're making the game about being hard. But see, that's not every kid. I have known lots of kids that have just quit things because it was too hard, especially nowadays. Heck, I've known adults that do it too. Believe me, I've known adults that have done this. And it's not even a game. I'm gonna be honest. You can't just assume that everybody is the same as what you've seen on occasion from your specific group. Not everybody is your group. And see, I've just said myself, I've seen and known people too. No, I'm getting on that level because you're using that. I've stated, this isn't in general, this is something that's commonly shown in several places. And I'm now going to, I have seen where games have basically made themselves so grindy. The thing is, they're not making the game harder. They're not making the game more complicated. They're not making the game have more interesting things. They're throwing random things in there while they add an extreme amount of grind to the game. That is a very different problem from, oh, they're just making the game harder. No. Instead of actually adding to the game, they're just trying to make your experience... It's the same problem I have with House Flipper 2. It's the same thing. At the end of the day, there's a grind level that just is not fun. And I'll go there. I could see there being people who like the game. They deleted a lot of negative comments and replies and things. And even when they went, it's 70% positive. Every single top voted review for these kinds of things are often negative. And that's just it. That's what Minecraft keeps adding. My problem isn't about it being more difficult or not. I've even said I don't care if they add more difficulty to the game, by the way. What I care about is adding an annoying amount of grind to the game. I think villagers are fine because they have an annoying amount of grind to them as well. You weigh your options. You decide, do you want to deal with villagers or do you want to go get your stuff yourself? That's one thing. Going, well, we don't want you to really use villagers, and I'm using this as an example. So we want to make it harder for you to basically do anything with villagers, including potentially make it so you can never ever get all your villagers because you're on a phone. Again, I'm going here with the phones. So I think this is very, very important to consider. And if, I'm going to turn around and say this, if most Mojang employees are like you, this game will die. I hate to say it, there will not be more updates after a certain point, because the fact of the matter is, everyone else will have just been chased out. Except that's not really true. They continue to try and push people to play, and people do go and play for a little while. But most people don't. You can see all sorts of things where the engagement and stuff of watching this stuff goes down. I don't think it's a bad thing. And let me go back to this. I don't think it's a bad thing to add new things. I don't think it's a bad thing to add some difficult challenges. I've suggested several difficult challenges that, in all honesty, would probably be more annoying, but would have an actual usable reward if you choose to do it. I still go with the mace is not going to be as usable as people are thinking it's going to be. But at the same time, I'm going with, I feel like the biggest thing that I do not understand with what they think they're doing is how, A, it's not optional to do these things anymore. It's like, oh, you don't want to do the trial chambers? Well, too bad. Now you have 50 of them in your world, right around spawn. Enjoy! Yep. Oh, you know, that's true. Money. A lot of private servers cost quite a lot of money. It's why I don't have one for my stuff. I don't have the money. Oh no. No. As I said, I have suggested several things, I think. I didn't say it's dying yet. I said if they continue to have this idea for how they do things, it will die. And I'm going to be honest. I've already seen several things, several places. If you want to go there, with the whole I know, I see, and that's why I keep going to this, where I just see the game slowly, but surely, becoming less and less popular in searches and other things as well. It'll become popular for a while during its update, because people will be interested. But that doesn't mean people stick around. A, for the people who... I'm going to be honest. You need to think about things not in your circle. You need to think about things as in general. Not everybody likes Souls games. In fact, quite a few people know how very niche this game is. Ironic that you keep using Souls, actually I have to say, considering its player base and its specific group does end up being very niche. Ironically, Elden Ring was pretty big, but even then, it doesn't beat something like Animal Crossing, ironically. I find it ironic. But at the same time, that's where I look at it. I go, yeah, I look at Souls. I look at how their games do. Microsoft does not like that kind of level of games, and how well that does. And at the end of the day, Microsoft controls the game. Honestly, I think that's why they're adding add-ons. Not because they want to. Because Microsoft is like, at this point, if you're not going to add things to the game, let's let other people add it, and we'll get money from them instead. I honestly would not be shocked if that's how they're reacting at this point. Because the fact is, it doesn't feel. Actually, no. I'm not just using this one. Every single time you go back to, let's see, in this version, in this conversation alone, you have stated that kids play Souls games. A total of, let's go here. Let's see. First, you got annoyed about the structure and the fact that phones, as I said, do not have the ability to really handle servers. And then when we got to difficulty, let's see. Let's go here. For this one alone, let's see. You have already mentioned it once here. And the thing is, I'm not even just using Souls. I'm using Souls because you stated Souls. That's the only reason I even mentioned it. I never said Souls with the kids other than when you specifically mentioned it. And so I turned around and I'm saying, if you're going to use Souls as an example for, oh, well, I've known kids that play Souls, I'm saying that means the game will, in fact, die. As far as Microsoft is concerned. Not, by the way, saying that it necessarily would have I'm just saying the dedicated player base would drop off. Because not everybody would want to play that. And honestly, with every time you bring up something like Vintage Story and stuff, part of the whole point of those is how hard they are. How difficult they are. How annoying they are to play. And I don't mind. I think it's fine that Vintage Story is that way. But Vintage Story would never be able to succeed in the same way that Microsoft wants Minecraft to succeed. And I'm using this one because you brought that one up a lot that you want me to play. And I'm fine with playing it. But at the same time, I am going with, you cannot say that a sandbox game. I'm bringing it up because it's another one you have mentioned many, many times. And how, oh, but Minecraft isn't like Vintage Story. It doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm bringing it up because of the number of times in the past, and ironically and sadly, I have no proof of this because I didn't start having chat. I wish I did. But see, I stated the one thing I don't like about Minecraft is I don't enjoy combat. It's not my thing. And I don't enjoy grinding. And I'm fine with the grinding of Minecraft currently. But the problem is when you state, well, they need to do this, well, they should do that. Well, Vintage Story does this. I am saying you sound like the very same people who are going to push Minecraft if they continue to listen to just those people to its end. I'm not saying that is a good or bad thing. I feel like I need to be very specific. I bring it up. No, it doesn't. But every time you complain about something about Minecraft, you bring up Vintage Story and about how they do it so much better. That's why I bring it up. And I feel like this is a very important fact. I don't think you necessarily... And I'll go here. Maybe you don't understand. Maybe it's a language barrier thing. And honestly, I'm not trying to say... My point is actually more about the types of games that you state that Minecraft should be more like. And the amount of audience. It has its audience. And I never said that they can't do this. I feel like I need to also specify it. But if what they're looking at and what they want is kids, because kids spend money and get their parents to spend money, irregular. I'm tired of this, honestly, at this point. As I said, I maybe can't go back and prove the chat, but I could go back and show my answers to those things. I say, I don't like the villager changes. You go, well, Minecraft's too easy. And I say, so what? And then you go, well, Vintage Story is better. They have the better system. You do this all the time. I wish that you didn't do that. Actually, I can't play Minecraft without you bringing up something like that. ever, unless I'm playing modded. And I do feel like I need to bring this up, because I don't know if you do it to Hedge. She probably ignores it. But it's not cute, it's not funny, and it's not necessarily the kind of game I enjoy. I like games like this. I enjoy. And that's something I'd like to bring up over and over and over. I try not to. I try to be civil, but I am going to say it this time. It gets very frustrating. When I say, I don't care. No. Again, I brought up kids. You don't listen to me at all, and I can tell. I brought up kids, and I've said this multiple times, because that's who they've stated is their target audience, and I believe it. Do you want to know why? Because that's who spends money. They get their parents to buy them the plushies. They get their parents to buy them the toys, the Legos, the backpacks, the everything. Parents don't. That's why I say, if that's who they're aiming for, they can't just assume that everything is for multiplayer. Because those same parents that spend that money on kids, and that is why I bring up kids, they have literally banned all sorts of mods and things because the kids. That's why I bring up kids every single time I say anything. They have literally shut down servers and stuff. So I'm going to go back to my original point, because I don't need to do this anymore. My point was, kids. Their aim is for kids. They literally shut down, or maybe not literally. They claim it wasn't them, but at the same time, there was a lot of stuff going on, and they kind of did. They actually did. They got mad at people using gun mods, because it's for kids. They have literally done this whole thing with chat reporting and stuff, because think of the children that have gotten people who are not playing on servers, they're just playing with their friends. Yes. Banned. And this is something that has been proven. And all these other things that are for kids. So when I say, if their target audience is kids, they cannot assume that every kid plays multiplayer. And they need to stop focusing on multiplayer if that's what their aim is. That is why I say it. I don't mean it in a, they should just only focus on single player. I don't think that makes right either. I think they should have things for both at the end of the day. I think they should have things for single player. I think they should have things for multiplayer. I think that's fine. They don't really anymore. In all honesty, this update, especially if the dogs are not part of this update, is mostly aimed at multiplayer. In fact, the only thing that's single player is, oh look, you've got new pretty blocks. Because everything else, and this is where I'm going with this, everything else in this whole thing is only going to be really possible and doable if you have 4 or more people playing with you. Really 3 or more. Except that kids can't afford that. And you keep going, well, no. Just because that's... What I'm saying is that... What I'm saying is, kids mostly do not play on multiplayer servers. 1, because they do not have the ability to. Because they play on things like phones and iPads. 2, because parents are not going to just let their kids go and do that. Ironically. And you can go, well, they play with different... No, not necessarily. Maybe. Maybe occasionally, but not always. And again, I feel like I should point back to, I have not said anywhere that they should not do multiplayer stuff. I have not said that they shouldn't have a decent number of things for multiplayer. What I said is, they need to stop thinking only multiplayer. And you keep telling me, oh, you're wrong. I feel like saying, okay then, I'll just stop playing any game other than things like House Flipper, because that's a game that's for single player only. Because obviously I don't exist, according to you. and I do feel like I should bring this up. I'm one person, yes, but I'm not the only person. Except, see, the thing is, they brought it up because you're saying that it's not just because your opinion, I'm the one that brought that up. It wasn't me. And I'm about ready to ban you, man. Because I am just done with this conversation. And I have tried to end the conversation, and I've tried to finish with my point. And I said, you're immediately telling me, no, you're just wrong. And by the way, I hate to tell you this, but a lot of cracked servers have a lot of bugs. No, I'm arguing the points that you're specifically making. You say, well, I know kids that play Souls games. I say, okay then. One, I actually didn't go there first. I went with, no, most kids do not play Souls games just because you know them. I've known kids who do not play those games. And then, I have stated, when you're continuing to, A, defend that point, and B, all the other things you continue to say, I have turned around and said, look, if you want the game to become Souls game, that's great. The problem is not going to be a high number of players. Elden Ring, it has its place, and that's why I used it in the Souls games. But that money is not the money that Microsoft wants. And that's where I use that as well. I'm not going to say I'm strong. I'm not going to say that I'm perfect. But what I am going to say is I am using the very same games and things that you bring up all the time, including Souls. I never said it'd be too hard for kids. By the way, you have made it's too hard for kids. I even adjusted to say it's going to be too grindy for a lot of kids. Because obviously you aren't understanding what my meaning of hard was. They don't want you to have the ability to just get things easily. They want it to, and I don't care about it being difficult, by the way. I feel like I should point out, I don't care that there's cave generation. I've never complained about the cave generation, even though that actually does make the game harder. I feel like I should point out as well, I haven't specifically said anything too much about the Warden other than it might be a little scary. Actually, I don't think I've even mentioned that. I've thought it. I don't think I've said it. The only things I've said is grinding. That's the kind of hard I mean. If a game becomes too grindy, kids with short attention spans will drop it. Adults might continue to play it, but they will not fund it in the same way as kids. And that is where the problem lies. For what they want. Because it's the same problem that so many other places. See, that's just it. I didn't think I even said anything about the Warden. Notice, I'm saying, I could have said that if I thought about it being hard in that way. And that's why I specified, when I realized I was not being specific enough, grind. And I've gone to grind. And the thing is, whenever I say hard, I mean the grind part. I don't care about the grind too much. Actually, I'm going to go here. The grind is kind of annoying, but it's fine where it currently is. But I'm going to say this. For every time they add more grind to it, that means that that person's just not going to do that. And after a certain point, they just won't play. Especially kids. That is what I have actually said when I'm speaking about hard, and I have actually specified it over and over. I have never mentioned it as a difficulty. I say hard because that is how Mojang seems to think that is hard. From what I have seen. They say they're making the game harder, they're just making it grindier. So I say hard. But I have never meant that it's too difficult for kids. But I will say, there is a certain level of difficulty that will chase kids away. Because again, it'll require the grindiness of a Souls game to get it done. And I will go there. The Warden. It was already extremely difficult to deal with in the beginning. People showed, oh, but if you just pillar up high enough, you can kill the Warden. So they had to make it harder, and harder, and harder, because how dare people kill the Warden on YouTube? This wasn't people in a survival setting. This wasn't people being able to do this when they actually reacted to it. So this is where I'm using the Warden as an example. I don't think it's scary. I don't think it's all that difficult for me, but I'm an adult that is as cautious as all get out. And that's my point. They need to stop thinking everything's about multiplayer. And by the way, for a lot of these things, it's not even multiplayer. It's huge farms you have to AFK at for hours on end. Well, not hours. You have to just AFK at it. Maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's hours. Depends on the thing. Depends on what you want. And that's where I go with, that is the dumbest choice to make. It's not just about multiplayer even. I'd even go there. It's about, when even on, even big multiplayer servers, because the grind is so big, they're making these huge farms where they just basically have their characters sit there. I'd actually go there with this. I feel like it's important to think about. What kid is going to have that patience, that drive, that long term? Believe me, I'm not saying I'm just saying it's not as simple as you're taking it out to be. For a building game that's a sandbox game that's supposed to be my own thing, how's World of Warcraft doing? I'm curious. I know they like to add a lot of grind to everything. And I'm not using this as a straw man. I'm using this as an example. And I could even go back to a lot of other games that use a lot of grind to pad their game. I'm not saying. And you know what? That's that. I don't care. Your entire point is, well, kids can play Dark Souls. Or